Joining me today is Amy Lai out of Comac, New York. Out of an audience of more than 50,000 agents nationwide, Amy has been selected to represent Broker Agent Advisor as this month's Broker Agent of the Month for the state of New York. And Amy, it's a privilege for me to be here with you and shine a light on you and recognize you for your contribution to this industry. Congratulations on the recognition, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Brian. It's my great honor, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're a great fit, Amy, and it's my hope that, for people that get a chance to watch this video, they get a sense for who you are and maybe a little bit about why you were selected. And I thought we would just explore a couple questions together.
Sounds good. Okay.
So obviously there's a lot of things you could be doing professionally, Amy. How and why did you become a realtor?
Is a long story, but it was amazing. I think it's not by chance or coincidence. It's all by my own experience, knowledge, and relationships, and especially my passion. I got my agent license last year in April, and in the beginning, I planned to look for a house for myself, but I feel like I should understand more about real estate. So I decided to take a course, and especially I want to know more about regulations and law. So I think it will help me a lot. So that was why I started the course. And then when I was studying, and I found it was very interesting to know about the construction of the houses and liens, easement, those very professional information that is so fruitful to me. So it was very encouraging. And then some other information like what I didn't expect I will know. It's like the architectural styles and the foundations and how the basements were built, and then what kind of materials they use. Those things I am so interested to know about it. So it's fun to have that study. And then after that, I thought about why can I become an agent, and then I can maybe help my friends. So I registered and got my license and start to look for my house. But at that time, I talked to my friends and relatives about houses. Seems like they feel like I know the lot. So that's why they asked me to find houses. And then what a chance that my friend he was looking for houses in very east on Long Island, and I start to look for some listing for him. And then I gave him some pretty much professional knowledge and then advice, and he appreciated a lot. And then finally he found his house, and then that was how I started. Yeah. So but that was just 1 year ago. But my experience, I think has to go back to 10 years ago when I was in Hong Kong. And it was around like 2010, when you remember we just passed through the economic crisis in 2008, and then the prices of the real estate prices went down a lot, collapsed. And then I when it came back a little bit in 2010, I bought my first apartment, and I did a lot of study researches. So I feel like I have a sense, and then I have a feeling with a little bit more feeling about the market. And I bought a medium-sized apartment and lived there for 2 years. And then I calculate and do some numbers, and I found that like it's quite a lot to pay the mortgage and living there. Is there any other alternative? And then I look at the market again. I was surprised that at that moment, if I rent out my apartment, it will be a considerable amount of money and very enough to cover the mortgage.
Mhm.
So that's why I decided to move out, rent a smaller apartment and rent it out my bigger apartment, and then I can cover it. And then I have money left. That sounds great. And so when after 3 years, the market was catching up again, and then it was like in 2015, I decided to sell my apartment, and with a 60% increase.
Wow.
Of the profit. So that was like 2015, and after that, the market was going up and increasing. So this was what I started, and I experienced a little bit, piece by piece, of how to catch the timing and handle the sales and then the rental. So with those experience and knowledge, and bringing me here to have more feeling and sense in the local real estate market. So that's why that is what I started my agent.
Amy, I love it. Right. You had some personal interest. And so you went out and got educated so that you could make good decisions on your own. And the more you learned, the more you offered that knowledge to people in your sphere of influence, and they found it valuable. And so they've started using you as your realtor. And, here you are a year later and you're helping lots of people, and it's because you're valuable. You've put the work in. And I think it's fantastic. This business is a lot harder, Amy, than most people think it is. From the outside looking in, I think most people think this business is easy, and the reality is it's not easy.
They're not easy.
What do you enjoy the most about being a realtor now that you've been in it for a year and you've helped a number of people with their transaction? What do you get the most satisfaction from?
I think the rewarding thing, of course, is making money, profitable money, and satisfaction with the deals done. But while I'm doing something I'm interested, and then earning profitable money will be very motivating. And then I have a very good experience to share with you about how satisfying that every case that I have done is not a big money. It's just a rental, but I can remember very clear that the couple who was looking for another house because there was mold in the basement and smelled very bad and came up to their floors. That was a house, not an apartment. So they complained to the landlord, and they did find the landlord find a professional company to clean up the mold. But at the meantime, the chemicals were too strong, and they cannot breathe, really cannot breathe, and then worry about the toxic, and then it harmed their son also. So they were looking for another rental house. So they saw my listing and talked to me and explained to me, and they were so anxious about breaking the contract because they just moved in for 2 months. And then it happened. But still they want to talk to the landlord to move out because that environment is not suitable to live in. And then on and on, 1 or 2 weeks passed, and then they negotiate with the landlord. And finally they settle down. They settle, and then the landlord let them go. And then they rented my listing. So when they signed the lease together with the landlord there, and then I'm sorry, and the landlord there, and then I was there, and I congratulated them, and they hugged each other. I mean, the wife hugged the husband, and they felt so thankful and so glad and saying thank you to me. Oh, Amy, thank you so much for finding us a lovely house, and almost with tears, because I at that moment I was so glad and happy about them, because I have done, what I have done for them. I thought it's a very minor thing finding a rental house for them, but to them it's a very big thing.
Sure.
So I felt their relief, and their burden was gone totally. So they don't need to worry anymore about the toxic. And so I talked to myself like, wow, Amy, you did a great job helping them. So that at that moment, I was very satisfying. It's much happier than getting the money.
Right.
So that kind of feeling, really cannot imagine.
Yeah, I think it's important to live a long, successful career in this business that you have a genuine care for others. And it's very clear to me that that is present in you. I found one of your testimonials online and I thought I'd read it. This is an opportunity in a video like this to share how your client would describe the experience from their perspective.
Okay.
It said, we had anticipated selling a house can be quite stressful and thought it would take months before we could actually sell it. But our house was under contract in 10 days. Now we can sit down and relax, and we very much appreciate our agent, Amy. Amy had gone the extra miles for us. Starting with market research, Amy helped us establish a reasonable and attractive selling price. We had some ideas on how our house should feel like, but Amy gave us a lot more awesome ideas to furnish the house to express the right feel. Within 2 days, our simple, warm, lovely house gathered over 1,000 views. By the time we narrowed down the offers, the views just kept rolling in. We were surprised by how many little things we had to follow up from under contract to actual closing. Amy helped us tremendously during this process. She always made herself available for questions and inquiries, shepherded us through the mountain of documents. The voluminous paperwork required a lot of attention to detail. Amy was very patient and consistently followed through. We definitely recommend her to all our friends, right? This is, in my estimation, that's a lot of words, but that's the epitome of a good professional real estate agent. It's about helping what can be a really stressful time in someone's life not seem so stressful. And you're clearly very skilled at that.
Yeah, that was a very good experience. And then I remember clearly that the husband, it was a joke, but the wife told me the husband almost wanted to kill me because I told them to do a lot of things, very minor, that the husband thought that it's not necessary. Like I told them to remove the hooks, stick on the cabinet in the kitchen, and change the faucet. It's different color. So they thought that it's so crazy to do this minor thing. It's not a big deal. They thought that it's so minor that the customer will not pay attention to that. However, I told them it's all about impression. It's all about the feeling when they enter the house. They feel it's tidy, neat, or you do good maintenance in the house. Every piece will contribute to the price. So and then they request for like if they can set the listing price a little bit higher, but after evaluating the condition, a lot of condition, then we still advise that like don't go higher than that one. If they like it, they will offer higher. So glad that they took my advice. And then we start from there. And then the first offer already like 20,000 higher than the original listing price. So finally they got like 50,000 more.
Wow.
Than the listing price. So they felt so happy about that. So they so thank for them to trust me, my opinion and my advice, and then my feeling, especially because I have that feeling. They don't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Amy, talk to me about Comac, New York. You could live anywhere and do this job. What makes Comac, New York such a great place to live, work, and play?
A Comac is like a hub on Long Island. It's in the middle. So going to the city or going to the east is very convenient. And then the best thing is no matter where you live on Long Island, there is a beach close by. Go to
Right.
the north, go to the south, Target, Stony Brook, or Huntington Harbor. So it's also close to New York City. So you, of course, there is some traffic, but still you can reach out to Manhattan easily. So beautiful scenery, and then with different style of houses. And then now in spring, the cherry trees blossom everywhere. It's so nice, and a very good scenery to have. And local museums, aquariums, farms. I love animals so much. And then tea rooms, a lot of tea rooms in Port Jefferson, very traditional little town there. And then have a walk under the breeze. So it was very relaxing on Long Island, and I enjoyed life together with my work together.
Right.
And visiting the house, showing my clients, it was so much. It's so much fun, and I enjoy my work so
Yeah, it
much.
sounds great. Before I let you go, Amy, I want to ask you one more question. I'll sort of put you on the hot seat for a minute. A lot of agents get into this business and ultimately don't find success, and yet here you are having lots of success. Based on your experience now and what you know about this business, if you were to give one piece of advice to a peer in this business, what would that piece of advice be?
It's true that we were frustrated. Although I did a lot of transaction last year as a new agent, it was quite good. But we still have sometimes stuck, and then we have to wait for business, or we have to cultivate and develop it. So we have to manage our emotions very well, because the market now is very challenging, and then cases are not always very ideal.
Right.
So it will go away. So don't be upset. And sometimes when I was a customer, I have some experience with the agents that they just ask me what price, and then where, and then what kind of houses you like. It's true that they have to know this information, but it's not what I need. So I will not feed my customer with only like listing information or prices, but I would advise the people to talk to them and then explore the needs that they really need, because sometimes their needs vary time to time, change. They will change, and then sometimes you will be surprised that even themselves, they don't know what they really need and what it is suitable for them. So the preference will change after they visit more houses, and they think more, and then they will struggle. I want this, or I want that one. So you have to lead the customer to what they really want, or what really suitable for them. So while you are leading them, you have to be patient, and then stay calm and be optimistic when you feel frustrated. So I did a lot of things, but it always not come out with an equal amount of results. So we cannot like calculate, oh, I helped you so much, and then you don't give me back the reward. We can calculate like that. So just honor the customer, and then they will remember you, and they will come back if they really need you, and they feel that you help them so much. And then don't give up, because we gain experience for every cases time to time, and then next time we will do better.
I like it.
This is my advice.
Yeah, I think it's great. Amy, it's been a treat to get to know you a little bit. This industry's lucky to have you. You put in all the effort necessary to be good at what you do, and you're very professional, and you care for others. And it's a pleasure to be here sharing this moment, shining a light on you. And congratulations again on the recognition. And I wish you nothing but joy and abundance on the rest of your journey.
Thank you. And I am so happy to share my thoughts with you.
I'm glad to be able to hear them. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Brian.